Hello and welcome everyone. Today's video features the brand new Tier 10 Italian destroyer, the Attilio Regolo. The Attilio Regolo has just come out of NDA, and now I had very limited time to actually record this video, so we're just going to go and show some gameplay and quickly run through the ship stats. Now the Attilio Regolo was initially classified as a light cruiser. The Capitani Romani-class of ships essentially occupy an intermediate position between destroyers and light cruisers. The Attilio Regolo's artillery is composed of 8 135mm dual-purpose guns that can fire both high explosive and semi-armor piercing. So let's quickly run through the ship stats as we watch some gameplay. Let me quickly put up the ship build as well before we jump into the actual ship stats. I am running with main armaments, engine room protection, aiming systems, steering gears mod, concealment system and main battery reload. And for the captain's skills, I would start with preventive maintenance, last stand, survivability expert and concealment expert. And the rest I would leave up to your own choice, whichever order you wish to train them yourself. Starting with the Regolo's armor plating, the complete hull and deck is all 19mm, so very standard DD armor. The plating on the superstructure is 13mm, and on the turrets they get a frontal plate of 16mm, which is quite decent, which will protect you against DD guns, light caliber guns. And then the side plating, top plating and rear plating is all 30mm. So the turrets do have very decent protection, in particular against enemy destroyers. So you needn't worry too much about these getting knocked out. When it comes to survivability, the Attilio Regolo gets 30,300 hit points with this specific build. And now it is very important to remember the Attilio Regolo does not get a repair party. With this build it gets 6 emergency engine power consumables and 6 of these exhaust smoke generators. So the Attilio Regolo gets 8 of these 135mm guns. Now these guns are quite spicy. They have a reload time of 4.6 seconds, a turret traverse of 180 degrees in 18 seconds, a max dispersion of only 94 meters, and with this build a max firing range of 11.5 kilometers. With a full set of combat flags, the high explosive can do a max damage of 1950. They have a 10% fire chance. They can penetrate 23mm of armor, and they have a shell speed of 875 meters per second. Now these guns get really interesting when it comes to the semi-armor piercing. They can do a max damage of 3050 and they can pen 38mm of armor, which is very nice indeed. Means it opens up all kind of options with bow and stern sections of battleships, allowing you to easily pen the majority of cruiser armor. And the shell speed on these sap shells is 875 meters per second, so quite fast. Now the Attilio Regolo also gets torpedoes, 2 X4 launchers with a 90-second reload. They have a max firing range of 13.5 kilometers. They can inflict a max damage of 13,900 with a torpedo speed of 56 knots and very good detectability of only 1 kilometer. Now I found these torpedoes to be quite useful just either in long range spamming or in this case YOLOing targets that are stationary. Quite effective. You do have enough torps to quite easily blap cruisers and do significant damage to battleships. Attilio Regolo also gets depth charges. Now there will be no depth charge action in this game as there's currently no submarines in the game, but they will be returning quite soon. Number of charges is 2 with 8 bombs per charge. They can inflict a max damage of 3200 and they have a reload time of 40 seconds. When it comes to AA defense, Attilio Regolo is actually not that bad. I have come under significant focus from enemy aircraft carriers, and with the combination of AA and smoke screens, you can negate a lot of enemy attention quite effectively. The Regolo gets 24 20mm guns, 4 single-mounted 37mm, and 4 single-mounted 65mm guns. Now, these have a continuous average damage of 207. Vast majority is medium range, and the max firing range is quite short at 3.7 kilometers. When it comes to maneuverability, the Regolo gets a max speed of 43.1 knots. That is using the Sierra Mike signal flag, and also access to the emergency engine power consumable, which does grant an additional 25% in speed for 25 seconds. Very useful in quick engagements, whether you want to quickly close the distance or quickly disengage using a combination of this engine boost and smokescreen. It can allow for some very effective maneuvering under fire. Now the turning circle is 770 meters, and the rudder shift time is 4.5 seconds. With this build I am using the steering gears mod. So finally, stats wise, concealment rating of 89, which equates to a surface detection range of 7.2 kilometers. Now this is not exactly what you would call a stealthy destroyer, so it really does fall in that bracket in between a destroyer and light cruiser. This will certainly affect your tactics as you go about positioning early game, especially in relation to enemy destroyers and capture points. The combination of engine boost and the exhaust smoke generator does allow one to take quite aggressive actions should one choose, and I do favour an aggressive playstyle, especially when it comes to playing destroyers. The Attilio Regolo, in my opinion, is very strong at combating enemy DDs. The semi-armor piercing on the ship is fantastic. The semi-armor piercing on the Regolo is quite strong. These 135mm guns, they pack a terrible punch, especially against enemy destroyers and light cruisers. But not just against these targets. Once you realize that 38mm of penetration is very effective against virtually all cruisers, the superstructure of enemy battleships, the bow sections, the stern sections, you will see damage racking up quite impressively. Now this game was fortunately enough, there was no aircraft carriers in this game, and as I said earlier, I was quite limited in the amount of time I could actually record some footage to actually get a video out in time for you guys this evening. So I let this gameplay play out. I hope you all enjoy the video. I will be playing these ships live on stream tomorrow. You can see the link here on screen, so I hope to see you all then. Enjoy the rest of the gameplay.
Smoke screen set. Engine boost activated. Engine boost deactivated.
Our victory is in sight. Enemy cruiser sunk. Our victory is in sight.
like to thank you once again all for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more. Take a moment to check out some of my most recent videos and leave a comment below. And until the next time, keep sailing it like you stole it.